Go gather the troops.
Well, I have my Santa troops here. Jason was teasing me about my outfit. So, so yeah, I'm going to
Brought in the
a
Christmas.
little white elephant ugly sweater. Well, I don't know that everyone wears an ugly sweater. I always wear the ugly sweater to the white elephant party on Christmas Eve. So that's why I've got this on, because that's where I'm going afterwards. So, so now I can go get the troops. We're gonna drum up something really good tonight. I know it. So
right.
we'll go find out.
Just try to take Tracie serious tonight with her sweater. Don't let it distract you.
don't let the Santas distract.
Yeah, just
or do. I don't know. Have some fun with it.
Yeah.
It kind of makes, you could have went and put a Christmas hat on or something.
Absolutely. I should have borrowed my neighbor's Christmas hat or something.
Oh my gosh. You could have been Santa. That would have been awesome.
Could have been. I'm making notes right now.
Yeah, next year, Santa outfit.
Santa outfit.
Oh, too fun. All right, let's go see what these guys have for us. Okay, I think I might pay money to see that. That would be good. Who needs to be Santa? Be the elf. Get the tights.
There you go. Elf on the shelf.
That's probably most like it with you, Jason. You'd be up to no good. So, all right, you guys, let's go see what they have for us.
We'll gather up the galactic troops.
Get them in here, yeah. See who wants to play. I'm having a really comical picture in my head right now of Daniel in a Santa outfit. So,
he's joining in the fun too, huh?
He's going to join in the fun. He says, I'll be Santa for you. Thank you. Okay. Now I got to get that image out of my head. Has anybody ever seen an Octorian dressed like Santa? I have.
Not yet. Yeah. It's about to happen.
Here I am. And of course I wanted to join in the fun. I couldn't let the two of you just go on and on about all the Santa Claus and not participate. Yes. And welcome everybody. We are very excited that time was made to make this video tonight. As we know, everybody is on a schedule these days and trying to just make it through the end of this year. Yes?
Yes.
And how are you, Jason?
Pretty good. Staying busy, that's for sure.
Yes, that does seem to be a theme. And what are we going to do today?
Well, I was going to see how you're doing today, and then after that, see if you had any messages for the YouTube collective.
Well, we are gathering here for you. There are plenty of entertaining voices that are here among us today that are ready to join in. One might say it is like the choir, and they are ready to sing. We've got the usual Imperial group that comes with the channel that Tracie does, and then we do have some Palladians here with us today. And we have the Mayan group, and they're talking about the wheel. And we are thinking they mean what they are showing us is what we assume is the Mayan calendar. That could get interesting.
That does.
Yeah.
They're coming out with a new calendar?
Yes, they said it'll have puppies and kittens. Yes, it seems they have been busy. There is something to do with the cycle we're about to enter into. And so maybe we will speak on that a little bit today.
Perfect.
And we have our usuals. The usuals are here. The Mantis, the Lyrans, the Syrian groups, they're all here. They gather. They like to do these. They like to tune in just as everyone else does. So we do have the gangs all here kind of a day.
Perfect. Well, I guess let's find out who wants to go first.
Yes, they're all raising their hands all at the same time. What we are here to do is to engage with the audience here for just one moment and to take a look and see what it is that the audience needs to hear as they're in a most intense energy right now. Tiko shikiuno ma aikia, sosame shikundo danya, fe sosho. Fipon yututunyo. We hope we are hearing this right. We're hearing that anyone with a life path of 7, life path 7, and we're not sure why we're bringing in numerology, but we are going to go through that for you. Please add up your birthday. So if your birthday is, you would take the month of the birthday, the day of the birthday, and the year of the birthday, and you add each number to itself. Does that make sense? So if today was your birthday, today we are filming on 12/24/2019, you would add the 1 plus the 2 plus the 2 plus the 4 plus the 2 plus the 0 plus the 1 plus the 9. And then everything breaks down to one number. So whatever that comes out to, then you break it down again into the smallest number, unless you are a master number. We did not know this was going to become a numerology class today, but hopefully that will all help. So what is the message with the path life number 7? Those going into a path life of number 7, the path life 7, or the 7 year. You are going to step in some of your abilities that are to do with your path. You are going to be activated in many levels, and you may even be activated when listening to this video today. There is a lot of things going on in the earth, in the energy. We were setting up for today to talk about the solar eclipse and the new moon, and also moving into the energies that are coming very strongly for 2020. And we want you to look at the energies that are coming in just for you in these next few days. As this video gets posted, it'll be pretty fresh energy, but if you are watching it later on, it is still something that you can reflect on and see how did it affect you. And what we want to say is there are a lot of you with life path 7 that are going to go through some major transformations, and you're going to be moving into a lot different thought processes. You're going to be looking at things a little bit differently, and you're going to be able to, one might say you might be able to step out of a situation and look at it from a broader perspective. You'll have different skill sets to process, different ways to adjust your energy to react towards what is happening right in front of you. And so for those of you that do not know if you are a life path 7, go do your little chart, see if you are, and then this message is for you. And that is not to say that the rest of you are not having an effect or something change and shift for you. It is just that is the one that is standing out for us today, that there is going to be a major shift for life path 7, and you want to see where that is with what your birthday is. All of you will be going through an upgrade, an attunement, an adjustment. There are some frequencies that are coming in, some new light codes that are coming in through this week of Christmas and this week of New Year's. And so we don't want to limit it to just the 1 week. But there is a lot of energy that is coming in with this 2-week cycle between the new moon and the full moon that we believe comes in the 2nd week of January, if we remember right. And you want to, one might say you want to go with the flow of things. If things are coming at you very hard and very fast, take a breath, step back, and give yourself time to look at what is happening before you react. That could be the biggest piece of information we could give for you today, is to make sure that you separate yourself from anything that seems intense. Move back from it just a bit. Give yourself a moment before reacting. So whatever it is that is coming in for you, you need to spend a little time with it. You need to adjust your energy around it before you react to it, because what happens is if you get into that reactionary place where you have something happen or something be said to you and you react from that moment, you may set a course for a new timeline. And so you want to be very careful and to step back and ask yourself, what is the outcome I would desire with this? What timeline do I want to create? Because you have options, and if you can move yourself into a space where you let go of the Tracie does not like this word. If you let go of the ego, she thinks it just brings out too much negativity. People hear that word and they just kind of cringe when they hear the ego. But ego is a good thing. It is not a bad thing. But if you are responding from this place of feeling defensive or feeling pride, or the ego steps in, then you want to step back and you want to make sure that you come back at this response from a place of love and from intention. What is the outcome you desire? And then what is the response that's going to lead you to that outcome? That is one of the things we want you all to be very aware of over the next few weeks, because you are in this place where a lot of truth is coming at you. It is something people cannot hide. It is, if there is something that they have been keeping a secret, it is going to come out. If there is something that they haven't wanted to look at, they're going to have to look at it. If there is something that you have been avoiding, you will not get to avoid it anymore. And we have been in that, but it just keeps getting stronger. And you guys refer to that psychic 2x4 many times in these chats. And so we say to you, don't let it get to that psychic 2x4. But if you are ignoring it, it is getting to that point where you will be feeling that psychic 2x4 coming at you pretty hard if you do not take the steps to face whatever it is, face your fears, face your conflicts, whatever it is that is coming at you. So that is what we want to say for the collective groups. And we just want everyone to just be in the flow of things. There is some activation for everybody coming in. And it is a time to be excited and go into it with joy, go into it with being in the flow, allowing for the change to happen. Some of the things that are happening in the world around you are not so joyful, and we need you to hold the high frequency as best you can. Try not to get pulled into the drama. Try not to allow for all of this energy to suck you in, and do your best to stay strong with the high frequencies. And we know that we are asking that in a time that is very difficult to do that when there is so much going on in the world. But remember what we were saying, so much truth is coming out right now, and that is not just for individuals, that is for governments, that is for workplaces, whatever. Nobody is exempt from this. It is coming out. And so be ready. Now, did that draw any questions for you, Jason, or do you want us to move forward with something else?
You mentioned government and truth. Do you have any examples of that by any chance?
There's going to be we are talking things down to the littlest things up to the biggest things. And so wherever you are listening to this from, there is something going on within your government systems that needs to be exposed. And some countries are needing to experience that a little bit more than others, as we know. And yet it can be as simple as somebody that is taking advantage of their workspace by not showing up to work, but they're clocking in, to somebody that is really abusing the system and doing some shameful things. We don't need to get into too many of the details with that, but you all see it. If you turn on the television, you see what's happening, and you see that the truths are coming out, and people will be won't be able to hide from it anymore. They won't be able to point the finger at someone else anymore. And it's going to unravel a lot of things, and it will collapse a lot of things. And that is what needs to happen. So it is not the best of times in the sense that these are not easy transitions, but they are necessary transitions to move everyone into something better. It cannot keep going the way it is how it is often said. And Tracie is saying she had just read right before coming onto this call with you, Jason. She had just read that little quote that she loves so well that says, "This too shall pass." And she is saying that in her head, "This too shall pass." And it will pass, and something better will move into its place. And so do your best, hold the energy, hold the frequencies, the vibrations. There will be things that are unpleasant to hear and unpleasant to learn and very frustrating to find out, but hold the vibration and the frequency and the intention that these things will be exposed and that the correct measures will be taken and something better will move into its place.
Sounds good. Perfect. You can continue on with any other messages. That was pretty good.
Thank you. Well, we think that that kind of covers the energy of the eclipses and the new moons and the full moon, and moving into, we kind of want to know what the Mayans are standing there with their calendar for. So let us go see what we can find out about the Mayan calendar here.
Sounds interesting.
It would appear that they're showing a new cycle beginning, but we're looking to see if we can understand when that starts to take place. Oh. We want to say that they are showing us that there was something new that started on 12/21. There is a new cycle. And we want to see if they can channel it in for us so that we are not trying to interpret what we are seeing. Hello. What we are trying to present here is we would like for people to know and to understand that new cycles begin all of the time. And there is always something fantastic moving through in the energetic fields. And what we are showing here today is we're showing this new cycle coming in where there will be a time of, we want to use the right words because we never want to bring people into a place of worry, but there are things that will fall away for new things to come in. And so what you are seeing going on in the next year to come, and the next actually, what you will see from 2020 to 2024 is a new system being built. So the one that is in place, and this is all throughout the world, the one that is in place is going to collapse. They are going to shift. They are going to change. There will be a lot of change, but it does not have to be a drastic change. And the energy is as best to be supportive, to bring in the change in a very methodical way, a way to bring it in that is easy for people to transition over to the new way. We do not want to shock anyone or put anybody into a tailspin by just flip-flopping it. It is not an overnight switch, but there is a lot of things that will be changing over the next 4 to 5 years that will take a little discipline, but it will also have end results that are magnificent and wonderful. You will also see technology changing a lot. You have talked a lot about that, so we will not spend a lot of time with the technology, but you will see that in the next 5 years changing in leaps and bounds. Even in the year 2020, you will see the technology changing in big ways for all of you. And this new age, this new cycle that we are going into, it is going to be one of great advancement. It is going to be one that a lot of you that just study into the Lemurian times and the Atlantis times with the high technology and with all of this almost space technology and access to moving out of this reality, out of this realm, out of this galaxy, and moving into other galaxies, other planets, other realities. And much like your movies, and Tracie and Jason were talking about Star Wars before we got started, much like that, where you could travel and do things in these ways. You will see changes like that taking place in your planet. You will find yourself moving into these other things that you had never thought possible. And you will see drastic changes. You will see a lot happen in the next 5 years. And you will see, we want to see how far out we'll be. There are some of you that are very connected with the inner earth realms as well, that will see some travel in crafts that you have not seen with the physical eye before, but maybe in your own visions you have seen yourself on these ships. You may in the next 5 to 7 years start experiencing yourself physically on those ships and being able to remember your journey with that. And your physical body will go as well. And some of you will make a journey to the inner earth. So if these are things that you would like to experience, these are things that you will start to notice are evolving with your planet, that the possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. The only limits are your mind. And so if you believe it to be true, and that is where your power is held. When you believe for something, you start to create it and manifest it. That is the magic of human. And you can create through your own thoughts, through your own belief systems. And when you start to believe for the magic, when you start to believe for the technology, when you start to believe for all of these things to be better, they will start to manifest and create in that belief system, and it will happen for you. So if these are things that you would like to do, moving into using the mind to create the energy field around you that will help you to teleport, that will help you to levitate, that will help you to move your body in an instant from one spot to the next. There are so many things that once the mind is disciplined and learns how to re-engage that memory, that idea, that thought of how to do that, there will be many of you that will start to master that. And it is already being put into the collective, into the energy grid that is around your planet. And as you ask for the information and you open yourself up for the changes that it would take within yourself to believe for this to be true, you will start to manifest the knowledge, awaken that peace within you. It is nothing you haven't already done in another lifetime, somewhere else on another planet. These are abilities that you have brought in with you. So if you have the desire there, it is there for a reason. And that is to be followed. It is very much your compass to show you what you came into this world to accomplish. There is a gentleman out here, we want to say he goes by the name of Jeff, and he is watching this video, and he is one of those that is very connected to the mind, to the telepathy, to being able to work with this energy. He is one that has come into this world to make these changes, to move and evolve these technologies. We call them technologies, but these are very biological energies that move through your own body. They are your own expansion. They are your own creation. It's using your own sacred geometry within your physical being to create these vehicles around you to be able to do the magical things that you dream of doing. And what will be the neatest thing is, now we call it magical. We call it magic because it feels like magic, but in 5 years it'll be the new normal. Yes, and people will just naturally want to be able to do that. Some of the new children that are coming in will be coming in with these access codes as well, and they will be passing them on to others just by being in the presence of them. And so enjoying the children around you could be a good idea as well, because if they carry a galactic code that you have not entered into your energetic field yet, you would be able to what is a good word, download or adopt that code from their energy just through the exchange of being in their presence. And Tracie is saying, oh, great, now you've got everybody running out to the playgrounds to hang out with the children. We want you to just know that the children carry this energy, and it is natural that the frequencies will reach to you, especially if you set the intention. It is already in the grid. So if you do not have children at your access, do not worry about that. Just set the intention to tune into that and to download it from the collective consciousness, because it is already there. It is there because they are here. And so it is already there.
Perfect.
We're sorry. We are still laughing at the image she gave us in her mind of everyone running to the playgrounds. Yes. So we do not mean to create something like that. So, there is a group of you out there that, now that we are talking about this energy, there are some of you out there that there are new souls that want to come into this reality, and some of you feel that call, and you will be bringing that to you. And so what we want to say to you is, as the frequencies raise, as you raise your frequencies, that is when that will happen. These souls, there is a beautiful collective of them, and they want to come in, but they have to wait for the frequency to get to a certain level for you. And so if you are one of the ones that feels called to bring in a new soul into the family, then know that it could be waiting on the family to raise that frequency up, and that it will happen. They wouldn't be there waiting if it wasn't already in alignment to happen. But if you want to set the intention to raise your frequency so you will be a match for this beautiful soul, then maybe work on doing that a little bit, and just work on your raising your frequency, doing your meditations, keeping your energy clear, and keeping yourself in positive environments. If you're watching television, watch something positive that makes you laugh or makes you feel good. Listen to good music, and put yourself in environments with people that are like-minded, that lift you up as well. And that will help to set the environment for this to happen. We seem to be going back to the Mayan wheel, and we are still seeing it as this beautiful new age of new beginnings. And it is almost, they're showing it as almost like a snowball. When you start with this small snowball and then you start rolling it down the hill and it starts to get bigger. We're in that beautiful new beginning of that snowball. And so what we think that means is that you will start to experience and feel the changes coming in. You will experience a lot of change and a lot of moving into purpose in 2020, but then you'll really start to see things building up as you move into 2021 and so on. And that is towards the end of 2020 and into, and from there on is when you're going to start to really feel that energy of the new frequencies. We're trying to avoid saying that new age because it's such a funny term and that has been used so much, but moving into that new energy that is going to seem gentler and a little more free-spirited, that is coming, and it is getting so close. We are so excited for everybody because everyone is like, when, and watching the clock, when is this going to happen? But we do want to say that it is getting close, and we do feel that you will be experiencing, those who are ready are already experiencing much of the fifth dimensional frequencies and finding their friends to be very supportive and in a fifth dimensional frequency as well, as they're moving more and more into that. And they will experience that in 2020, and more people will be jumping on that and moving into 2021 with a much larger collective of people that feel they have stepped into that fifth dimensional reality. If there is something showing up for you in your life that feels heavy and burdensome, that is for you to release and move through it. And one of the things we want you to look at when something does show up for you, what is your attachment to it? Can you let that go? And move yourself out of the attachment, out of the expectation, and move yourself into maybe a space of observation so that you can get a different perspective of the situation and move through things. And the big thing is, let this person be this person and you be you. And when that isn't happening, then that is when you're running into the expectation and the attachment. If you feel like that person needs to do something to please you or to do something your way, you need to look at that and let go of that attachment. If it's happening to you, then you need to look at that and let go of the attachment of why is it happening to me that way. There's so much inner work to do to move into these scales of the higher frequencies. So when it shows up for you, when any resistance shows up for you, that is where you do your inner dialogue of where is that showing up and why. And you will be able to move through it. You have many helpers around you. Call on your galactic councils, call on your troops, your angels to help you move through that. Did you have a question, Jason?
Yes. You mentioned the Mayan calendar or the Mayan wheel. Is this the same Mayan calendar that we all know, or is this going to be a new calendar coming out?
This appears to be a new calendar. It is round, and it almost looks like, the way that they are displaying it, it looks like like a cog. It has little nodules all around it. It is round with the little nodules. What do you call that? A gear? It looks like a gear. So we are not sure if it fits into something else, why it looks the way it does. We do not have enough information on the Mayan calendar, and the connection with that is it comes in and out. It is coming in and out like little waves. And so we get little bits and then it kind of fades out again. But we do see it as moving into a new cycle, and that started on the 21st. If we are understanding that right, it started on the 21st of December, moving us into the new cycle for many years to come.
Gotcha. And would this calendar will be created in the 3D as well, or is this going to be more of an energy Mayan calendar?
We feel there is somebody out there that will draw this calendar if they haven't already. We're understanding we are not the only ones seeing it. And so we shall all be on the lookout for that, for somebody that is going to draw this calendar. If there is somebody that is of the light language artists out there that is listening, if you would like to sit with that and draw the calendar, that would be amazing. And if there is any interpretation that comes with it, that would also be very beneficial and wonderful. And please do share it if you do feel inspired to sit with that and see what comes through. It feels like there are many people who are getting this download of the calendar that will be drawing it. So watch for the people that you follow to see if it shows up anywhere. And through the light language, the ones who draw the light language and the light language, beautiful sacred drawings, there's many clues in those as well that are leading us into this new energy. But we do feel like you two will find, you and Tracie will find the calendar. You will find it. Perfect. And when you do, you can share it.
Perfect. Sounds good. Next question will be, you mentioned Atlantis and Lemuria, people feeling that connection towards it. And I think you mentioned bringing the technology forward. Do you have any examples of that with that technology from Atlantis and Lemuria?
Well, what we were seeing with the technology is actually in the form of the energy, and what we were being shown is crystals being activated, bringing in new forms of frequency into the planet. But this will not happen for a little while yet. There's the free energy, the energy sources that we've already talked about many times, that's going to be activated will start leading people to understanding how that works, how it works to move into other forms of energy sources. And there are many on the planet right now who have come into this reality to activate the crystals, but it is not time yet. But when they are activated, they will they will have a frequency or an energy that will be physically felt as well as visually. You should be able to see the energy illuminating from the crystals as they are being worn around the neck or displayed throughout the buildings and the homes, and bringing in higher frequencies into the home to help sustain the home in that frequency. That is more of what we see with the technology in that form. That is what we were seeing, is there will be a lot of things, a lot of different forms of energy being used, as the energy sources that are being used now will not resonate with the fifth dimension.
Gotcha. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing would be, you mentioned Star Wars a little bit. Is there anything you would like to add to that? Don't spoil it for Tracie.
Yes, we won't spoil it for Tracie. She has not seen the new one yet, but so much to be taken from that. So when you go to these movies, when you watch these movies and you see things, we want you to pay attention to what feels like it resonates with you, because there is going to be many activations of memory when watching these shows. And there's no mistake that all of these movies have come out since what was it, the early 70s, yes? Or
yes, 75, 76.
Yes, somewhere right there in the 70s. And Tracie was young. She says, I was only like 4 or 5 standing in line. I remember the first Star Wars movie and the line wrapped around the theater. But what we want to say is there is activation in there. There is pieces to these movies as you watch them that are triggering memories. And so we do want you to enjoy the movie, enjoy the entertainment. That is what it is there for. Pull in the enjoyment. There's so many people that are drawn to this because it is familiar. That's a word that we want everybody to sit with when they're watching it. What feels familiar here? And let that activate, and let that sink in, and let that move you so that you can open your mind to other possibilities. And look at how they use energy in those movies and how they use technology in those movies. That is also familiar and something that you're moving towards. And you've seen it in that TV series with the Star Trek as well, where they use all these different types of energy to do healing, to make food, to run their ships, and all the different, their little weapons, their laser guns, and all types of different things, teleporting themselves from the ship to the planet and all of that. All of these things should start feeling a little familiar. They are not new. These ideas came from somewhere. So just let your mind wander. Let yourself be, don't take our word for it. Let yourself be the compass with that.
Perfect. Next thing would be, you mentioned using the mind to teleport. That's I think that's the 3rd time I've heard that this month. So would you happen to have any information on that?
We think you want to play with that, Jason, using your mind to teleport. There is a point, and we have yet to see anybody fully be activated in this yet. So it is something, again, for the seed to be planted. And if you are drawn to this conversation, then maybe you are somebody that should be drawn to it, and maybe you should look deeper into it. But when you can really center and focus the mind and let go of the idea that anything else exists, let go of the idea that you are sitting on a chair in front of your computer, and just let your mind go into the space of void, and then move that void to whatever destination point you want, and then open that mind back up and find yourself, play with that a little. But it is not just, it is as simple as that, and yet it is not. There's so many different aspects that go with it, and so many different frequencies. You have not hit a frequency on your planet yet where teleportation is going to be possible. But if you play with this in your mind and keep moving that energy and raising that frequency and starting to understand that concept of moving this thought that is you to a different location, then you'll be able to move very quickly into that when the energy is a match for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, perfect.
Wonderful.
So when the Earth's frequency is at a different or a higher level, then we'll be able to tap into some of those frequencies.
Yes. And see, this is where it gets convoluted, because really each person is on their own journey to raise that vibration. So we don't want to say that that is not obtainable, because if you are somebody that can raise your vibration to that frequency, then it most certainly that is something you can accomplish. But as we are feeling and moving through the audience right now, we are not sensing that that is accomplished yet among the collective that we have before us. But everyone is on their own evolution, is on their own expansion. And so everyone is on their own timeline with this energy. And as more and more people reach it, that is when we become the collective. And as the collective raises that vibration, that's when that energy will be more supported. So as a collective, it would be wonderful to reach these higher frequencies. It is not to say it cannot be obtained until the collective is there, because we always know there's that one person that wants to defy that law. Go defy it. We want you to do it. We want you to get out there and prove us wrong and move into that and show the world how it's done. Because when you do that, you are going to spark a light so bright that it cannot help but to bring everybody with you. And we cannot wait for that moment. Some of you could see that in your mind just now when we said it. And that happens with so many things. As soon as something is learned or something is created, it sparks a light that affects everyone and raises everyone up. And that is a beautiful thing. So yes, play with that. Go, each individual, play with that. Move yourself into that space, and then just imagine, what would that be like when you can take your physical image and move it to a different location? Your best friend that's 3,000 miles away. Yeah. Just pop in and say hello, maybe have some dinner, pop back home before the kids even notice you're missing. Yes.
Interesting. So this would be our physical bodies and our consciousness all in one moving.
Yes, it will.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. The reason why I said that is because I had a client that said something very similar with clearing out the third eye. It's not there yet. We have to wait. And then when we get to a certain point, we'll have to train our third eye to do something like that. So, and I was going to ask you time, but I would share that time was 20 years to 50 years, depending on the individual.
Yes.
So I was like, interesting. So when you mentioned it today, I thought that was interesting.
Yes. It seems to be a theme subject, and we like that when things keep coming up in a pattern like that, because it is showing the world that it is out there in the collective consciousness, that not just one person is picking up this information, but people everywhere are picking up the information, and that it isn't just those who are channeling that are picking it up. It is the everyday person. It is the friend that came and had a session. It is the person standing at the grocery store at the checkout ringing you up that's daydreaming about what would it be like if I could just teleport myself away from this register right now. Yes.
Oh yeah, you probably get that all the time.
The grocery store clerks will be the first to go. No. Yes, but there are so many that their minds are connecting with that energy right now, and so it is very confirming to have you share that story. And yes, it may seem like that takes a long time, but we are just about to enter 2020. Can you remember a time when you were thinking, oh my goodness, we're almost ready to enter the year 2000?
Yeah, I remember.
That's like the new age. That's like the sci-fi movies happen in 2000.
Yeah, I remember exactly where I was.
Yeah, exactly. Big shifts coming.
So with that being said, I'm assuming Tracy's going to be able to teleport in 5 years.
She would like to think so. She says she wants to learn how to fly as well. So she wants to levitate. She wants to move objects with her mind. She knows she's had that life. And we say, don't get too lazy on us. It's like, bring me that slice of pizza. Yeah, it's not always just like that. But we do think that both of you could very well enhance this, amplify this energy and move it in quicker. You have just as much gift around this, Jason, as Tracie would.
Perfect. Sounds good. Well, that's it for that group of questions that I had on that subject. So we can move on to any other messages that you might have.
Let us see. Yes, Tracie is reminding us that there was a question about the vortexes, we had spoken before, and if you are new to the show, maybe you did not hear this one, but we have spoken of the planet doing its shifting, its polar shifting. And the ley lines within the planet are starting to shift as well. And with that shifting, it is opening up different portals, different vortexes around the globe. And we did have a listener that asked about how do you find those vortexes. And what we say to you is even in these moments, like we are sitting here in this office right now, and the energy that happens in this chair from day to day, going through all of these different sessions and these channels for these videos, there is a vortex created right here. And same with Jason, where he sits and he's working in these beautiful spaces, working with these videos and with his sessions and creating a vortex there. Vortexes can be created in that manner where you meditate. You may have created a vortex. It's a sacred space. You do not want to let anything else in that space. That is where you go, you sit, and you relax, and you create a safe place for yourself. So you may have created a vortex there. What we want you to do is, if that is the case, sit in that vortex for a moment and just see how it feels. You may feel grounded, and Tracie and Jason had talked about this. You may feel like you are spinning to the left or spinning to the right, or just being pulled down. Maybe you feel like you're being pulled up into a higher consciousness. You will feel yourself being pulled in a direction. You will feel something, some movement energetically if you are in a vortex. And so if you have that space at home and you can feel that energy, that is what it feels like. Now, when you go out and about, you may be able to feel the vortexes that are opening up around the planet. And one of the examples that we have is one that Tracie experienced when she was in Atlanta. She was placed on the 6th floor of the hotel. And when she would sit on her bed, she felt like she was spinning. And she thought, this is a very interesting feeling. And she thought it was because she was up high, in the 6th floor. And she is not used to being on a 6th floor. So she thought that was it. But she was also, her room was placed right in, above the spot where the cars pull in and people get out the front doors there. And so when she would go downstairs and she would wait out front for the rest of her people to meet up with, she started to feel herself spinning and almost losing her balance because it was so strong. And it was about the 2nd or 3rd day that it happened where she realized, I am not dizzy because I'm on a 6th floor. I'm dizzy because I'm sitting over a vortex. And she could feel it every time she walked out that front door. It was so strong. And if she would just sit in her room, if she was busy doing things, she didn't notice it so much. But if she sat still, she would feel the vortex. And a lot of things happened. A lot of channeling came in while she was in that vortex, while she was in that room. And so those are the kinds of things you want to watch for. Do I feel a little lightheaded right now? What is that? And Jason, you looked for a vortex in August when you went to the ESETI ranch. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that experience. You had to find the vortex. You were playing a little game of, is it here? So
find the vortex. That was the game.
That was the game.
It was pretty interesting. Tracie, I guess, was playing a joke on me in a way, but it was still kind of funny. But we were walking around and she's like, can you feel where the energy for the vortex is? and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to look for. So the only thing I could look for was a certain change. And as we were walking towards the house that's on East City, as we were walking in an angle, you could tell that the energy just kind of like dropped and it got like deep, like something was pushing down. So, and then I was like, yeah, something right here feels weird. And that was evidently where they do their energy work or, you know,
Mm-hmm.
grounding and raising their vibrations and so on. But it was kind of cool and neat to feel that. And I was like, oh, that, you did feel the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So, absolutely.
Yes, it was a grand experiment, right? To walk around. She was shown that spot in a vision before you guys left, and so she wanted to see if you could feel it, and you did. And then yes, like you said, later you found out that that is where they held their ceremonies or their energy
Feng
work
shui,
rituals that they were doing. Mm-hmm.
shui Chinese stuff.
Yes. so so that is a good thing to look for anyone that would like to experience and benefit from any of these vortexes that are opening up, these little portals of energy, and just experience those and set the intention for a high vibration frequency to come through for you. Um, and we were trying to think if there was any other questions. We are sure we are missing some of the questions from you as a collective that you have passed on. And the little one's going to move now. So we hope that we do enjoy it when you guys bring your questions, and we do our best to try to remember and answer them when we do get to the videos. Yeah.
Nice.
Um,
So
there,
for the vortexes, would that
mm-hmm.
be a great test for someone to find out, like if they live in a certain country or area, how to find these vortexes?
Yes,
A certain
there are the obvious vortexes like the pyramids and these great structures that have been built on ley lines and have been built there for their vortexes, for their energy. But as we were saying, now with this planet shifting, the ley lines are shifting, the energy is shifting, and there's vortexes opening up everywhere. So everyone has one near them now. There is energy that you can feel. We know that in the States, Sedona is one of the areas known for all the vortexes, and people will go there just to experience that. One of the things that we do say is people may have an expectation that these vortexes, you walk into it and you'll have this grandiose experience, but really what you might experience is that if you are feeling agitated and you walk into a vortex, all of a sudden you feel very calm, peaceful, and grounded. And it really is more about neutralizing the energy and bringing you into a place of peace and calm than it is about anything grand like I stepped into the vortex and I saw the future. That probably is not going to be the experience unless you sit there and meditate for a while and set that intention. But you may feel calm and grounded and at peace. And you will notice that sometimes you will go to somebody's house and it is always peaceful and calm and laid back there. And it could be because they somehow built that house on a vortex and did not even know that they did that. But here's this house that is always peaceful and calm, and you always feel grounded when you go there. And so that is the kind of thing that you just want to look for. And oh, we do have, here, let us play a little bit. I'm going to grab something here. These are dowsing rods.
Mm.
If you want to play with the dowsing rods, so we say, please show us yes. Please show us no. And see how that works. And then you could walk around, you would want them neutral, and walk around and say, show us when we cross into a vortex or an energy spot on my property that is the highest point of energy. Then as you walk around, you will find that these will cross at some point because there will be a point of energy in your home that is a high point. And if you do not have dowsing rods, but you have little wire coat hangers, you can make your own dowsing rods with little coat hangers. But that is one of the ways to find the vortexes. And Tracie has her copper pyramid, which she's talked about a few different times. And she walked around her backyard and with those dowsing rods and said, where's the best place to put this pyramid? And she had it would cross for her. When she brings the pyramid places, she will bring the dowsing rods and ask where's the best place to put the pyramid. And then she'll center the pyramid over the center point of that where the bars crossed on the dowsing rods. So that is another way to play with it. Get some dowsing rods, or you can use a little pendulum and ask the pendulum to swing yes or no when, swing yes when I come across the highest point of energy on my property. And so those are ways to also look for them.
That's a good trick. Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Would you happen to have any other messages from any other of the collectives?
Let us see if anyone wants to step forward here. We do feel like the Palladians would like to move up and share a message. So let us see what that is that they have to say.
You read my mind.
That is something we like to do. That is the telepathy, yes? So let's bring in the Palladians. Hello all. We just wanted to be here today to celebrate with you as you are bringing to a close a cycle that is ready, and more than ready to be done. And many of us have shared lifetimes together, and both in the earth realms and in the other realms on these other planets. We have done many, many cycles together. And so we just want to be here as you are moving into this cycle of the ending of this age and the beginning of the new age of energy, the new everything. There is so much that is about to change. And when we look at the future generations, they're going to look back on this time much like you look back on your history and the major changes within your history. And we do hope that they will look back fondly on these times as everybody is on this path of peace and wanting to create something magical and something wonderful of this world, seeing its capabilities, seeing what is being offered here, moving into and stepping into this time of peace and a time of collectiveness, a time of enjoying the earth and honoring the earth and enjoying the air, the water, everything. And this new level of understanding that has been missing, it's an element that has been missing for many, many thousands of years, and that is the element of connection with everything. That idea that without the air and the water and the earth, there would be no you, but yet the air, the water, and the earth, it gets abused, it gets taken advantage of. And so as we move into this new era, we are enjoying watching everyone come awake, come alive, step into this new way of thinking, this new way of taking care of the planet. And yes, there are plenty of people out there that are still not on board with that, but there are so many who are. And we want to honor those of you who are here watching, who are supporting, who are being part of the solution. The ones who are putting the energy into the peace, putting the energy into the corrections, seeing, believing, and loving this planet into its new fifth dimensional reality. And we do want to say that there is a future that holds that, and you are getting so close to it. And we are so proud of everyone who has come in these beautiful bodies to play the parts that you have played, to assist in this ascension process. The growth that you have made for your own souls is phenomenal, but the growth that you have made for this planet and the planet's soul growth and the collective soul growth, that is something that is so absolutely, is there even a word for it? Absolutely mesmerizing as we watch and we see you grow and we see you expand and we see you moving into these new realms and realities. And more and more and more of you every day are connecting with us. Maybe not everyone is here watching this video, although we do wish you were, but there are so many out there that are connecting with us, and they may not even know what it is that they just connected with, but they know it is different than themselves, and it is giving them proof and validation that there is something bigger out there, and it is starting to wake them up. And the veil is getting thinner and thinner, and we are all calling that in. That veil is getting thinner and thinner, and soon there will be no separation, and the communication between us all will be much more like friends sitting among each other, having their sips of coffee and sharing their stories. And that is the day we all look forward to. So we thank you for continuing your work. We thank you for continuing to follow here and to keep expanding your minds and keep asking for the next level and the next level, even when sometimes we know that shift into the next level can come at an extreme disorder in your life. You may have to go through a challenge. You may have to let something else go. But yet you keep evolving and you keep moving forward and you keep standing up and dusting off and saying, I'm going to keep going. Your heart is your compass, and you keep following that beautiful heart. It will lead you to the light. It will lead you into this beautiful space, this peaceful life that you are longing for and that you are working so hard towards. And so we wanted to come and say thank you, because there are many of us among you. There are many of us on this side of things where we are moving through telepathically to speak to you, but there are many of us that are also in the physical body, in the earth with you, that are there to help and to guide and to be of service. And some of you are listening right now, and we just want to tell you that we are watching, we are here, we are supporting you in the best ways we can. And we thank all of you for the service that you are providing. And that is our message today, Jason.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
If someone wanted to connect to the Palladians, how would someone go about connecting to the Palladians?
That is a good question. There are so many of you that are connected to the Palladian groups, to the lifetimes of Lemuria and Atlantis as well. So many of you that are ready to be activated in the idea that there is new knowledge out there to be accessed, but for you it is not new knowledge, it is a memory of something else. Maybe you'll format it a little differently and create something new with the knowledge that you have from other lifetimes. What we want to do with you right now is we just want all of you to close your eyes, and we want you to imagine you're looking right into your third eye, and just bring your physical eyes into a focus of the third eye and ask for the Palladians to come through and to show images, thoughts, voice, whatever it is that is your way of communicating. They can communicate in any way you want. You can feel it, you can sense it, you can know it, you can see it, you can hear it. Oh, there is a large group of you that are very connected to the Palladians, and everyone listening can connect to the Palladian groups. You do not have to have that as your main group to access. There you go. Now it is lighting up. Now we are seeing almost everybody has connected to a Palladian and to the energy of the Pallades. There's a few of you out there that are very much part of the Syrian councils. We're seeing you light up as well. Everyone is here on a mission of peace. And as you keep connecting to these higher realms, these higher frequencies, you will connect to your Palladians or the Syrians or the Octorians or the Mantis, whatever it is that you feel pulled to. There are so many beautiful groups out there working with you. And there are more showing up every day. And there are different levels and frequencies for each and every one of you to reach, depending on what it is you need help with. So ask for the most appropriate guide to come in for whatever it is that you need. Asimishkwa, seme e tononto soma oche, Vemoi seki anadodo machati anadodo nun shikia. E sokopo. Me oi seki anadodo shebe onyatete. Vershwa nikia. He so mahoi. Andi tibikiwa. Vershwa nyatsatsatsatsa mekiwe. Ino totoshikoa. No ma. They want to open the heart chakras. The heart chakras are ready for the next level, as they say, moving into the next level. As you move through the next 2 weeks of frequencies and the upgrades and these light codes, the symbolic downloads, you will be ready for the next level. So as you are going into the second week of January, you will start to notice your heart chakra is starting to move you into a new space. So be ready for that to happen as well. A lot of you have been kind of feeling just like it is those winter months over here as well, and we know that not everybody is experiencing winter. Some of you are experiencing summer right now, but for the ones that are experiencing winter, you've gone into this hibernation mode, and a lot of you are feeling that, and you're wanting to just kind of stay hunkered into the homes, and maybe you got the fireplace going and a good book to read, but we say enjoy that peace, enjoy that time, because you will move into another energy that makes you feel like you need to get out in the world and you need to start making some things happen. So this is a moment to be enjoyed, because the energy around that is about to shift, and we just want you to be prepared to make sure that you savor these moments, because you are going to be busy here pretty soon. And so that is something to look forward to, because there's going to be something you're passionate about that you move forward in.
Interesting.
We want to say you're all beautiful lights, and we want you all to turn those up as much as you can. Bring those lights into a beautiful, beautiful high frequency. Know that you are worthy, know that you can, know that you have everything you need to step into who you came here to be. And we will leave it there, Jason.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And do you have any other questions?
The only thing I can think of at the moment is the Palladian group have any messages for us for 2020?
Let us see. We're not sure what we are seeing here. We want to bring them in. We want to bring them back in here, as they were just talking to you, and now we're trying to pull the energy back in. What we feel like what we're seeing here is, and now you have the Octorians again, just to be clear.
Okay.
When you asked if there was a message, what we were seeing was a collective of Palladians standing, looking back at us, and we were trying to understand, why aren't you just coming in? But what the energy that came with that is that there are going to be more people that are going to see them with the physical eye. And what we want to say to you that are all going, "Ooh, that would be so exciting." We want you to start paying attention. If you see something out of the corner of your eye that makes you look, there is a good chance that is them. If you are, you will know. You will know, those of you who are going to start seeing them with the physical eye, they are going to start appearing to you, but that might be one of the ways they start off, just to get you used to their energy and get you ready for them, is they might do that thing where you see them with the peripherals, and then when you look, it disappears. Some of you will see them at night, just as you're going to sleep or as you're waking up. You will see them in your room, and they will stay there for a moment for you to really acclimate, so that you know for certain that you did see the image in your room. So there's a lot of people that are being worked with right now to to get their vision, get their physical vision in a reality, in a realm like that, where they will be able to see the frequency of the Pleiadians, and they'll be able to see the images. So that is something we see happening for people as we are speaking, but as we go into 2020, that will start to expand as well. There will be more visuals.
Nice. That's all the questions I have for today, unless there's anything you would like to share before we wrap it up.
We just want to wish everybody a safe season, as there is so much change going on right now. And as we said in the beginning, just keep those frequencies as high as possible, support each other, be kind to one another. People are going through some really difficult times right now, so do not take things too personally, and just allow for their process to take place. And give them the space for that, and give yourself the space for that as well. You will also be going through processes, and just be in the flow as much as possible. And we will end it on that, and we'll bring Tracie back in here for you.
Perfect.
Thank you for having us again.
Thank you.
And thank you to the collective who is watching, and you are welcome. Okay. So, as always, there's always like this teardrop that's waiting for me. So anyway, that was fun. It reminded me that I'm gonna announce this to this collective as well. I did it on my card reading for the week, but one of the projects I wanted to work on was a collective light language prayer. So if anybody is speaking light language and they feel comfortable enough to come onto a video like this with me, we're going to do about a 5-minute prayer where everybody is speaking the light language at the same time. So it's not like you're going to speak it individual. Everybody's going to speak it at the same time, and everyone's going to be speaking their own language. There's not even going to, it's not like it's going to sound the same, but really excited about this. I got a few people already that have responded. And so if anybody here would like to join in on that, send me an email, and I'll have Jason put my email address on the description box for that. So yeah, get a collective of us to bring in a light language prayer. And partly what brought that in is that our world is going through so much right now that we just need to pray and just bring in the energy. And the light language is one of the strongest prayers that I've experienced so far. So that was the impression I woke up with the other morning. Get a collective together, do a light language prayer for the earth. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You gonna do that with me, Jason?
I think you're gonna need more than 5 minutes though.
Maybe, but yeah, the intention was, it doesn't have to be long, just but yeah, that could evolve.
Like a 5-minute video.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing a light language.
I know. I was thinking I'm gonna have to set a timer that goes off in my hand or something so that it buzzes or something, because I'll keep going. So yeah.
It'd probably take you 30 minutes just to get to the light language part.
It could. So my intention is a 5-minute video. What happens with it, I don't know. We'll find out.
I like it. It's a good idea.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'll join in.
You're gonna do it?
I don't know light language, but
you're just gonna sit there and move your mouth. That's okay. We'll have you. We'll put you in on that, and yeah, we'll bring that in. Yeah, I think that would be great.
That's a good idea. That's new and different, so that's a good idea.
Yeah, and it's something that we can do to come together as a collective. So I think it's a good thing to bring that like-mindedness together and expand it.
Another good thing, like if anybody never did a video, this would be a great opportunity for them to get their small piece in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and if anybody does light language, if you want to join in and do this video with us, by all means, we'll put your website in the description box, so people can find you if they're drawn to you. So yeah. Perfect.
Interesting. Before we let you go, what was the Mayan wheel thing calendar?
Oh my gosh.
What was
I
that?
can't wait for somebody to draw that. And it feels like there's multiple people out there that are going to draw it. I mean, I can't draw, but I'll see what I can put on this piece of paper here. Oh yeah, that's already turning out horrible. But
at least you tried.
well, and then, you know, there's going to be this writing that goes into the center here, but it's all like symbols and sacred geometry type stuff.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it had nodules on it, but it was like 3 or 4 of these Mayan men standing there holding it, and it was huge. It was as big as them, and they were showing a new, you know, I just was thinking of the Mayan calendar, and but yeah, they did keep calling it a wheel or something though. So I don't know if it's different than a calendar. I wasn't quite clear. They never fully stepped up to communicate it. Their energy came close, and I think they came in for just like a minute maybe, but then it went back to the Arcturian talking. So I can't even remember how long we had them, to tell you the truth, because that fades so quick. But then once that was done, they left. They were gone. So it was interesting, though. I would have never.
Cool. Yeah, it's new. That's new information.
I would have never even thought about the Mayan groups, and there are supposedly Mayan extraterrestrials, and
so they say.
So, yeah. So that's kind of cool.
What about the Atlantis and Lemuria technology, bringing that in? Was that pretty cool? Or
yeah, everything kind of glowed. I mean, like they were holding crystals that were glowing, but it was very clear that we're going to do it different. But it does feel like there could be crystal technology that comes in. But I think the same people that went to Lemuria and Atlantis and activated the crystals are here now activating a new form of energy, is the way I understand it. Gotcha. So they were showing that as an example, but I'm not sure if the crystals are being used or if it's just that group of people is bringing in this, you know, they're here now in the human form, bringing in new technology. So,
right. Star Wars, anything on that one? We don't want to spoil it for you.
Right, I know.
It's pretty good little messages to go with it. So,
yeah, one of the things that I saw years ago, I think it was a dream or a vision, I can't remember, but it was this wand that we would hold, and it was white, and it was all smooth, but it kind of had the arc, or you know, like a half moon to it, so it was like a handle, and then you would take the wand and you would scan over the area that's, you know, like if you had let's say if you had cancer or something, they would take the wand and just scan it in the spot, in the space that you had the cancer, and it would dissolve the cells that were foreign to the body or whatever, and bring it back to whatever, the right cells, or bring it back to health. And I used to see that in my head all the time. And then one time I'm watching Star Trek, and so I wasn't very old because I mean, Star Trek, that was like a 70s, 80s kind of TV series, right? So
which one you look
at? The new, or the old ones, old ones. Yeah. So I remember watching them go up, and you know, they sent someone to the medic, and they brought out this wand, and and the person was fixed. And I was thinking, yeah, like that. I've seen that. And so that always stuck with me. And I know that there's some form of technology that I've always thought, you know, as I'm watching these people do the sand on the trays, and they do the frequencies, and it changes to a design. I'm like, well, that makes so much sense that they would use frequency to cure our bodies, because that's, you know, we're all liquid and fluid, and sound waves, I'm sure, are affecting us. And so that's another reason why we want to take care of this planet, because it's setting off a frequency, and if it's not setting off the right one, it affects all of us. Right. So if we want our longevity back, we have to take care of the planet, because the frequency it puts off is giving us longevity as well. So So much technology stuff that, I mean, if we just open our minds a little bit, just step out of that box, we're going to be like, well, of course it could be this easy. So.
Gotcha. And using the mind to teleport?
Oh yeah, just that was interesting because they were taking me into this void, this it was just like I was in this just space, and then the idea was you take yourself there, because my mind's still trying to wrap around it, but like we're not physically here, you're not physically there. When we can understand that, then we can take this reality that we think we're in and move it. I'm not sure how that works yet, but there's something to that. And we can, when we start to understand how these physical beings' bodies work in this matrix, this world that we're in, that create and make it feel real to us, when we can figure that out, then we can do so much. We're going to move all over. Goodbye, car. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be back, honey. Going to Florida. Be back in an hour.
That's right. I'm gonna go hang out on the beach. The beach is like 2,000 miles away. I know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that's gonna work so that we're not bumping into each other. Like, hey, I teleported here first, but I don't know. I mean, I know it'll all come clear.
Details later.
Right. It's all going to be clear to us when it starts to happen. So it'll be good.
I do have to say, when I asked the higher self that question and for my client, I was like, so you mentioned teleportation. When do we get to see this? It's like, oh, he'll experience it in 25 years. I was like, oh. So.
Yeah, and we say that like it's a long ways away. But again, if we can figure out how to balance the energy of the planet that balances our energy, we're going to live a lot longer. 25 years isn't that far away.
And that's what it made it sound like, because he also, I mean, yeah, that we will live longer, because he said even 50 years. And I'm like, well, he's already this age. So if he's doing all this stuff at that age, in 50 years, I'm like, I hope he's alive.
I'm going to be 100 years old going, it's about time.
Yeah, he needs to live a lot longer.
I better start eating better. Damn it.
Uh-huh.
So,
New Year's resolution coming up.
What's that? Yeah, my New Year's resolution. Exactly. Yeah. That's why I'm going to go tonight, and I'm going to like, oh, junk food. Okay. And that's okay, because I got my New Year's resolution coming up.
Boom. Last one, the vortexes. Was there anything you wanted to share on that one? The vortexes? That was pretty deep.
Well, the fact that we're creating them like with our prayers and with our intentions, like just sitting here. I mean, it made sense to me when they're saying I'm sitting in one right now, because I do think my office, I create a vortex in here. Because I do so much of this work while I'm in here, that it would make sense that that gets created. So it was very apparent that we can create it. We can create one. And that there are energy points in our homes that might be more beneficial to, if that is in a location that's ideal, you could create it. Like when you go to meditate, take these things around your house. Everybody go to Amazon and buy yourself a set. Go around, find your energy points in the house. If you find one you like that's in a good location, make that your meditation spot. And then you'll open. Amazon? Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Dowsing rods from Amazon. They came with actually a little
send me
they came with a little pendulum.
Oh, that's cool. If you can send me the link, send it to me. I'll add it to the description. So people will know the ones that you got.
Yeah, I'll have to do that right after we hang up on this so that I don't forget.
You got a couple hours. You get it.
No, I'll get it. I'll be like middle of the night. I was supposed to send it to Jason.
Do it from your cell phone. You got it.
Between 3 and 5, I'm going to get this figured out. Yeah, when those waking hours, I'll just come down and do it then.
Perfect.
But yeah, so it'll be good. But
Perfect.
all right.
That was a great session.
That was fun. I love that the Mayans came in. That was kind of off the wall. I hadn't had them pop in on anything before, so that was cool.
And you had a good connection with the Palladians. So
yeah, the Palladians. We usually get the Lyrans, the Mantis, and the Arcturians. So
I don't know if
a couple of newbies showing up today.
They're like, wait a minute, we want to be part of this show.
Yeah, let us in. So my headset keeps hitting this. This keeps hitting this and pulling it out of my ear. So I apologize. I keep adjusting my earbud because it keeps hitting my ugly sweater, pulling it out. But
now that sweat has even more energy to it.
Oh yeah, this thing's glowing, isn't it? It's the glisten. So yeah, now I know this is going to get posted after Christmas, so this is a little outdated, but oh well.
I try to work on it tonight or tomorrow.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. Merry Christmas, everybody. That would be fun.
You know, it was a good video, so there won't be much editing.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I like that.
Perfect.
We were fishing for words today. That part was kind of interesting. They were having a hard time finding the words that they wanted to use. So maybe I was a little sleepy. I don't know. But usually, because they pull from my vocabulary. So they were looking for words a lot tonight. I don't know if that came through or not. Probably to some of you did.
I think it was pretty good. Was it the Palladians or the Arcturians were pulling?
It seemed like
there was only one.
Well, it was probably the Arcturians more than anybody.
The gears. That was the one
Yeah, they were trying to figure out what to call that, and I was like a sprocket or like a so.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had the little nodules. It might have had more than 4, although the 4 would make sense because that would be like the 4 elements, the 4 directions. I don't know. I can't wait until somebody draws it. If Arcturian Alex, right? That was the guy's name that we did the interview with. Hey, if you're watching, we want you to do the Mayan calendar wheel thing.
Yeah, we need to do a follow-up session.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't heard from him for a while. We'll have to check in on that. But yeah, I enjoy watching all of those. If you guys aren't following people that do the light language drawings, go find somebody to follow. That's pretty cool. I shared some of that on my 5-card poll last weekend. This one's a money tree, and it's got all the different light language symbols in it. Oh. So there you go. New Year's resolution. Focus. Nice. But
you drew that or someone else drew
no, Charmel Herrings did that. Thank you for asking. Yeah, she did me 3 of them. So that's another one. Yeah. And those are, I'll show you the last one too, since we pulled them out. And then there's the other one.
3 money trees.
Yep. So if you guys want to pause those videos and look at your money trees, shift your abundance. I think one of them was romance and one was money, and one, I can't remember what the other one was, health or something. So she had like the 3 key things: health, wealth, and money, or romance, relationship. So
interesting.
Yeah. So that's Charmel Herrings. She doesn't have a website, but she's on your website with the N5D. So
Live in 5D. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Live in 5D. So that link will be below, right? So they can find her information there if they want that.
Write it
down. All right. Anything else, Jason? How do you feel after that?
Great. Took a little bit of a nap when I closed my eyes, So.
Gotta love those moments. Like, yeah. Who gets to go home from work feeling like they napped all day? I do. No.
I always feel energized afterwards. So it's always feel that.
It is energizing. People ask me how I do that. I do notice that if I do more than 2 sessions, like 2 Ascension sessions a day, then that drains me because I'm in channel too long. But I can do 2 a day and feel pretty good. But like I'll go get on the treadmill afterwards. But if I do 3, then it's just like, don't talk to me. I've had enough. I need to go lay down. I don't know what the difference is there. There's something about that, but
It's not an
yeah.
even number. That's probably what it is.
Need the balance. Yeah, I should do 4. Just stay in it all day. Next. Yeah, that's not going to help. So, all right. Well, I'm going to let you go, and I got to get off to my celebration.
Well, have fun. Enjoy.
All right. I'm off to get a wackadoodle white elephant gift and show off my Santa Claus sweater.
Oh, yeah. Be glowing.
Yeah, I'll be glowing. Yeah. And
right.
being made fun of, probably. So.
Everybody, take care. Have a good Christmas.
Bye, everyone. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.